guys, welcome back to another interview here on Toned In Entertainment. Today we're in Tampa, Florida at GCW. We're at the Chocolate Festival, and I think we're having a lot of fun. I don't know, these guys are kind of scaring me because...
You know, this isn't going to work. Now this is more my frequency. Greetings, I am the technical alchemist, David Mercury, along with my truly loyal, but better in black and white, assistant, Wiley Gene.
Wiley Gene, how are you doing today, sir?
You direct all questions to the alchemist, David Mercury. Thank you.
Okay, so David Mercury, today you have a big match going on with Rabies. How have you been preparing for this matchup?
How have I been preparing? Well, you see, me and my assistant have been diligently working on our magnum opus. We actually kind of overlooked this match with Rabies, but since GCW really wanted to see what the alchemist can do when it comes to pushing the physical limitations of his opponent, today is the day where I will take you, Rabies, and stretch you to your very core.
Wiley, I did see Rabies doing a lot of preparation.
Direct all questions to the technical alchemist.
Yes, sir. Now, you seem to be prepared for something. Is there anything that I should be worried about? You guys got gloves on. You guys got notes. You guys got like iPads, got goggles. I mean, what's going on here?
The only thing you need to worry about is not being there to witness the birth of something new in professional wrestling, something that we call the magnum opus.
I don't even know how to pronounce that, so it's already scaring me already. David Mercury, what would you say to the fans out there that think, you know, maybe you're just going a little too far with it? I'm trying not to look at the... I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Going
too far.
Going too far. True knowledge is obtained once you push the proverbial envelope and find out how far you're willing to go.
Wiley, he's kind of... I'm sorry, I have a short attention span. I'm sorry, David Mercury. Well, I know you got a big match, and I am going to let you go right now to get prepared. I mean, you do have some preparation to do for Rabies today here at GCW here in Tampa. No preparation. I don't know. I saw that notebook out there, and I'm not going to do nothing.
Wiley, you know the cue.
Okay, well, I feel so much safer, and we have color once again. Thank you, David Mercury, for bringing the color back to Toned In Entertainment.
You're welcome.
Hey, Wiley, are you gonna talk to us now? He might. Okay, we'll come back to you.
It all depends on the subject that we start to talk about. Is that correct? See, Wiley will answer questions.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we're having a good time, and that's what's all important. Now, what got you into professional wrestling, David?
What got me into professional wrestling? It was a big pastime with my family, especially my dad and my brother. Being a kid, when we used to watch it on TV up north, but back in '86 when we moved down to Tampa, my dad found out that, hell, there's shows all over the place. So one of the first shows I attended was at the Bayfront Center, one of the WCW cards, and I was hooked. I remember telling my dad when I was a little kid then, like, this is what I want to do. This is what I got to do.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, it's just a phase, kid. But here we are now,
Still phasing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, big WCW guy? Were you a big WCW guy growing up?
I personally was wrestling in general.
Okay.
Whether it was WCW, whether it was WWE, ECW, NWA. If it was wrestling, I had to watch it. I really enjoyed it. It's Great.
That's one of the things I think, we obviously grew up around the same time period, so I was the same thing. We watched WWF, I watched AWA, UWF even as a kid, Florida Wrestling.
All that good stuff.
Which one?
Which UWF?
The one Dr. Death Steve Williams was in. Yes.
There was the other one up in New York by Abrams.
Okay.
For a while too. That was kind of hokey sometimes.
Yeah. It came on like really late at night. I remember my dad would tape it on like the VCR.
Yeah.
VCR kids. Yes, we watched. That's how we watched VHS. That's how we watched our wrestling that we couldn't stay up for back in the days. But yeah, I remember watching all that. And I think one of the great things about growing up in that era was like you could be a fan of all of it and nobody cared.
Exactly.
Now,
that wasn't social media. So yeah, exactly. That's where it was at. You could just generally talk to somebody about wrestling, and you never had to get hated on because I'm a WCW guy. You're WWF or you're an ECW. It's like come on.
Right.
Like nowadays, everybody should be happy because this is like a full circle of wrestling, and now you're able to enjoy it on so many different levels, different platforms, whether it's YouTube, whether it's the network, whether it's on television. I mean, it's a new age for wrestling, and the best thing to do is just be positive about it and enjoy all of it. Enjoy what everybody does.
Right, that's for sure. Because for like the longest time, we went through this drought of professional wrestling on television when WCW went out of business and ECW was gone. I mean, we had like TNA for a little bit, but it was really your only option was WWE. Now all of a sudden, I can't watch all the wrestling that's on TV. There's so much of it nowadays, and people still argue about it. And I'm like, this is like, again, like a rebirth for professional wrestling, the independent scene. Like, there's so much more opportunities. I'm hoping for you guys nowadays.
Definitely. Actually, when it comes to opportunities, Wiley and myself, we've been able to get quite a bit of work going around the state of Florida and venturing up to the Northeast and along the East Coast. We're hoping to be by 2020 at the end of the year, hopefully being out by the West Coast and going out there and maybe having a couple of matches. Hood slam. Anyway, but anyway, you're right. It is a new age, man, to really enjoy wrestling on so many platforms, and also too, man, not just in America, man, just across the world. I mean, CMLL is doing their thing, AAA's doing their thing. Then you got WXW in the UK doing their thing.
You're out in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a very big boom. What you might, so to speak, a big bang theory.
Oh, Big Bang Theory. Let's hope we don't get copyright strike by CBS right now. Wiley, who were some of your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Well, I always liked the bad guys and I always liked the mask guys. So like Masked Superstar, the Spoiler, the Assassin, those were my guys. Okay. And at 10 years old, I knew there was something up, but I couldn't put my finger on it. But I started realizing, they're talking people into the buildings. They're doing this on TV and only showing you a little bit here and talking people. So you got to go to the big arena to see the big show and everything. So my mind started working that way back then, But I didn't get to see much of the Great Malenko, but I was brought into the business by the Great Malenko.
Okay.
But just like I said, Bill Eadie, I almost cried when Bill Eadie, when I discovered that he was part of Demolition. Oh. Because he was a Masked Superstar. He was my number one. Okay. Guy, just because of the way he worked in the ring, the way he talked to the microphone, and it was like a totally different person. I was like,
Yeah. Was he Axe? Was he Axe of the Demolition?
He was.
I think he was Axe because Barry Darsow was Smash, so I think he was.
Yeah, it was Smash. Okay. But I watched a little bit of Florida wrestling, and then we got cable, and there's Georgia Championship Wrestling, and then I found WWF on USA, Madison Square Garden on Monday nights once a month, and kept rolling more and more into it.
The rest is history, right?
Yeah, exactly. So.
I think it's important, and David, that's one of the things why I reached out to you, because I've been following you on Instagram and Facebook for a while, and it's the gimmick. Like, I'm a huge guy that loves, characters. Like, anybody can have that wrestling look, but I think it's something that you have that kind of like attracted me to following you on social media was the gimmick, and I wanted to learn more about you, and that's when I found out you were doing the show. I reached out to do an interview with you because I love not only guys that are great in the ring, but thank you, Wiley. Wiley's got my back here, I'm loving Wiley already.
You're just pulling the Vince McMahon of dropping the mic so the guys get a lower.
Oh no, we don't. We can't have that meme on the internet. If you've all seen it, he's like, no, we can't. We can't. No.
He just had a history of dropping the mic lower, so the guys had to come lower, and then he was a tall guy.
Right, and then they make the meme out of it. We can't have that. We can't. Thank you, Wiley. Wiley's got my back here.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. It's all. Hey, we're freestyling here. We're having a good time. It's all good. But that's one of the things that definitely I think helps put you over. I've seen some of your matches that you've had with Cha-Cha Charlie in the cage match.
Yeah,
I love Cha-Cha Charlie. I've interviewed him here on the channel. Awesome guy. But I think it's one of those things that helps set you apart. Like, how did you come up with the whole technical alchemist?
I don't
gimmick?
mess with chemicals.
No
so.
chemicals. Technical.
So I'm not a chemist.
Alchemist. I have a horrible time pronouncing big words. So
I understand.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of not just professional wrestling, but of amateur wrestling as well. And when I started really looking into, research, so to speak, on someone who researches things, the word alchemist came up. And there was two forms of alchemy. One is a person who studied a certain subject to its rawest form, which I feel like when it's come to wrestling, especially technical wrestling, I have succeeded that. And then another thing is being able to take something, or lead, so to speak, and turn it into gold. Well, I feel like with this gimmick, it kind of turned my persona to gold, and it's starting to prove very fruitful for us. And then, of course, when you look on the periodic table of elements, where does gold sit? Right by Mercury. So I thought everything played out really well. But I have to give credit where credit is due to my lovely wife and, of course, a good friend of Gene and myself, the Tokyo Monster Kahagas, because I've known Kahagas for a long time, and he was always the one that always pushed me. He's like, you've always been a great wrestler, David, but you need to do something to stand out. You need to bring these people a character, something they can get behind. And I watched how he went from being, Kahagas to how he became the Tokyo Monster, Kahagas. And he was right. It proved very well for him. So I applicated, of course, tweaking the, so to speak, the progress, and lo and behold, that's what we have here. We have Wiley, Gene, and David Mercury, the technical alchemist, with his assistant, and it proved to be really well. It proved to be good. There's no other alchemist on the East Coast that we know of.
East Coast. I don't even want to go to the United States. And you're in wrestling at all, so.
So we figured we figured we'd have to stand out. So we went the scientific route.
No, it's definitely cool because I think I've seen you come out to the ring, and the kids definitely have that reaction to you, like they're a little scared, which is what I'm sure you're going for. And people are kind of like, hey, what's going on with this guy? So I think you guys are getting the right reaction. You're getting the right following for the gimmick, for the character. And I do enjoy that.
Well, one of the things is we went to do an ACW show one time, and religiously, he'd been a bad guy for years, in recent years, and we walked out like this, and the kids are chanting, "We love science," and they want high fives, so David goes like this, and touches the finger, and now we'll go up to another show in Georgia, and somebody that likes us is already holding their finger up, waiting.
Nice.
So that's those little things like that. It's like, oh man, that's so cool.
That's got to be a great feeling, right? It's like when people are noticing,
very humbling,
right?
Very humbling, really, man. We choose, in this business, we try to strive to get noticed, to get seen in the business, and once you start if you overlook those little things, then you're not really, how do I put it? I'm a little scattered brain here. I'm thinking a lot.
That's okay, but it makes you feel good.
Yeah, it does. It does, and I feel like those are some of the little things most people overlook. Like those should be the things that we should be looking at, because that's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to influence and we're trying to promote what we love. And when you have the people reciprocating that love, there's no better feeling.
Right. That's well spoken there.
And the thing is, you got great wrestlers. You had like Nick Botwinkle, who was a great wrestler, and I compared David to Nick in the sense of his abilities in the ring,
Okay.
But now you stack on this character on top of that. And you have guys that get in the ring that are really good wrestlers, but they get in the ring and they have an okay match, but the fans don't get behind it. And if they just turned themselves up a notch and did something at ringside, the little thing. David hates me sometimes. I talk about little things too much. Right. But it's the little things sometimes that get you that little extra edge. Yeah. And when the promoter is seeing those little things, the crowd's reacting to those little things, then it starts turning, and then we're posting videos on YouTube, and other promoters are seeing this. Right. And then he's getting an email or a message on Facebook, and we got a show in Tennessee on February 29th.
Nice, okay.
And that's because they like what they saw. So,
No, that's awesome. I mean, it is definitely so important in this day and age to figure out a way to get over. And like, I saw some of your promos, and actually, when we talked about doing the interview, I binge watched them the other day on YouTube. And I actually couldn't stop watching them. They were like so funny. You guys are really good together, and I love the black and white feel. It gives it that little bit of something different. So I think you guys are doing some good stuff. So,
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
No, definitely. Now we've talked wrestling, so let's get on and have a little fun here, because Toned In Entertainment, we love pop culture, we love movies and comics and video games, and you said you love all of those things.
Yes, I do. I'm a very big fan of graphic novels. I'm a big fan of movies, especially B-rated ones. They're fun. And I'm a big fan of video games as well. Stuck with Red Dead Redemption right now. Okay. Red Dead Redemption 2, people. If you haven't played it, play it. It's a great game. It's Oscar worthy. Hell, Netflix should be doing a show about it. But definitely back to the other pop culture stuff that I like. Movies was a very big influence when it came to also helping out the technical alchemist with Wiley Gene. What other movies you like? I'm going to take over this interview now.
Okay, go ahead.
So, when it comes to, pop culture stuff, what is it that you like?
You know what? My girlfriend says that I love to talk a lot, so we're going to talk a lot right now.
Alrighty.
Goonies, man. Huge Goonies fan.
Goonies.
Favorite movie of all time, Terminator 2. Ooh. Love Terminator 2. Favorite band of all time, Guns N' Roses.
All right.
But I'm a hip hop fan, and Wu-Tang Clan is my.
Because they ain't nothing to mess with.
Ooh. Oh no, it's YouTube. Fuck with. We can see. We can go.
Okay, throw that up there.
I'll beep it just in case. We'll
be just to be safe.
Let's see.
The letter's right over here already, cease and desist. So.
Street Fighter, favorite video game of all time. Love getting on.
Good stuff.
Take Cammy. That's my character. That's my character to go with.
So you prefer the Street Fighter and over, let's say to speak, Mortal Kombat or Tekken? You'll take.
I enjoy Mortal Kombat. Tekken is okay, but oh man,
you're always a Street Fighter fan.
I was playing that
game.
Good
stuff.
I was playing that game on Super Nintendo back in the day. Come on, I'm old school.
When it comes to Capcom, they produced such great fighting games with with the same fighting platform, but just different storylines. Like there was Darkstalkers that they did,
which was a fun game.
Yeah, Street Fighter,
and then Marvel versus Street
Capcom,
Fighter.
Marvel versus Street Fighter,
all that
Marvel,
good stuff. Marvel superheroes.
There's been a ton of games like that.
Definitely, all with the same fighting platform, but just so much you can do with those games. Oh, so awesome. All right, now we're going to go ahead and ask you the final question.
Anything for you, David, during your interview. Yeah.
Wiley, we're going to use this for.
Oh no! What was that?
Who carries cash anymore? It's 2020.
Exactly.
I did bring $20 for chocolate though. We are at the chocolate festival.
Try Bacon Boss with their chocolate-covered bacon strips. And I want the link to this because I'm going to send it to him because I know the guy that runs the truck, and that's his plug. So I'll be coming for my residuals on this plug, okay? Bacon Boss.
Yes.
You just got hooked up, brother.
Yeah, definitely, because I'm already thinking about bacon and chocolate since we're done with this.
Exactly. It's a great combination. Combination.
Any more questions, David? Yes.
What drew you to wrestling?
It was just my dad took me to matches when I was 2 years old. Okay. And it's funny. I just met Bugsy McGraw the other day.
Yes.
My first picture of him, my first picture with a wrestler is with Bugsy McGraw at 2 years old. With my dad holding me up.
That is
and I brought the picture because I knew Bugsy McGraw was going to be there, and I showed it to him. 40 years apart.
Wow, that's a good one.
And I showed it to him.
That's a good one there.
It was my dad watching wrestling. Every day, so it was just part of our culture from WWF to WCW.
Good stuff.
Like I said, UWF earlier, Florida. My dad watched wrestling nonstop. It was just one of those things.
Your dad was an NWA guy too, wasn't
he? He was an NWA guy. We watched Crockett Promotions and everything like that. We watched WCW 605 on TBS. Come on, 2 hours. We would come home from church just in time for my dad to make burgers, and then watch WCW on Saturday night.
Burgers. But my man
that kept me watching wrestling? Sting.
Ah, good
The
choice.
Stinger.
My wife is a big Sting fan.
Always a Sting fan. I was a little blonde surfer Sting fan to the Crow Sting to the Wolfpack Sting.
Awesome
And
stuff.
if WWE, I'm gonna say something right now. I got to get this off my chest.
Get it off your chest.
If Sting and The Undertaker have a match,
Okay.
Sting needs to get the win. He needs his WrestleMania moment. I'm tired of him losing to Triple H. I'm tired of him losing to, what's that guy's name? Whatever. Anybody in WWE he's lost to. Seth Rollins, yeah, because that's how much I don't really watch WWE. But Seth Rollins, I'm tired of it. Sting, you're getting the victory at WrestleMania. You deserve your WrestleMania moment. Ow! And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, this will conclude our nightly podcast broadcast. And you were speaking with the technical alchemist, David Mercury, along with his assistant, Wiley Jean. And this is this guy's podcast.
Oh, thank you for handing me back the microphone. So, guys, if you like videos like this, you know what to do. Subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment so we can bring you more videos with awesome guys like this. Hold on, Wiley. You got one more thing to say.
And look up on all the social media,
Yes.
the, with 2 E's, Technical Alchemist David Mercury, and like and subscribe and do all that stuff over there too, please.
Definitely follow these guys. They're awesome in the ring. They're awesome guys to talk to. Follow them. We hope to see you guys in the future doing big things. Thank you guys so much. All right. Thank you, Wiley. All right.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.